Hello, beautiful people. Hi, lovely people. Hi, my lovely people, my loves. So I am back at it again. I wanted crispy chicken salad. Salad, some spinach, a bag of Italian salad, and put some chicken patty in the oven. No, I'm gonna throw that away. Piece of my chicken fell on the floor. I hate when that happens. Especially because I came in here a few weeks ago, or a few days ago, about a week ago, maybe a week or so ago, and I was having a really bad ant problem over the summer, and like ants were just crawling everywhere in this kitchen. And I don't know where they were coming from. I would see them crawling on my windowsill. I would see them crawling all over the fucking countertops. I had to wipe the countertops down every day with bleachy soap water. And it was just so annoying. And I'm like, where are all these ants coming from? So the pest control came in and dealt with that. Let it be dealt with that. What was I in this for? Ranch. A little bit of blue cheese. I want that sauce or the baby rays. Sweet baby rays buffalo. So, ranch. I gotta get another one of these because it's almost gone. Between me and my son, we love ranch. Blue cheese. This, I thought was like because there's a blue cheese sauce that comes in a bottle like this. And then this is the blue cheese dressing. I thought this was the sauce when I grabbed it. Because I was in a rush that day I grabbed it. So I don't really use it much. But Sweet Baby Ray's is good. I also have another bottle of buffalo sauce, which is this Cookhouse. They're both from Aldi's. So sometimes I'll switch it up because it's different sauciness, different not necessarily texture, but like one's thicker than the other, just a little bit. And I had an issue the other day when I was shaking the lime juice and the cap just flung open. And I was like, oh, great. Just a little bit because this tastes totally different from the actual blue cheese sauce. And there's like, I didn't realize that it was this one I grabbed, but oh well. And then the ranch. I love my ranch. I love ranch dressing. I've been having a taste for salad, crispy chicken salad, lately. I mean, I don't know why. Just every now and then I get a taste for something specific, and I'll end up eating that for dinner. Lately it's been crispy chicken salad. Cheer. Oh, the sun's going down. It was beautiful. It was golden hour. The sun's starting to go down really fast. Let me turn this down before I get copyright striked. So, I just wanted to come here, start I got a lot of backup vlogs, videos, a lot of backup videos. I just want to tell a ghost story, scary story. So, so good. I was trying to see when the first time I've ever had a paranormal experience. I would just like to say, though, I'm very skeptical. Although I've had these experiences, I really don't believe in ghosts. With things of that nature. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, a lot of wives' tales like La Llorona. It's like the Mexican version of the boogeyman to me. I don't believe in stuff like that. I don't believe in haunted objects. But with that being said, I am not willing to find out whether an object is haunted or not. As far as that goes. Now, stuff like divvy boxes weren't brought around or brought up or made up until that movie, The Possession, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And a little bit of the Supernatural TV show, but they weren't like, oh, you know, divvy box, you know, it's a show. Stuff on that show, although it's created from stuff in real life, it's like the objects aren't real, but divvy boxes weren't really a thing until more recently. And a lot of people believe in divvy boxes because a little bit history. So during World War II, this is the whole thing behind why people believe in divvy boxes. During World War II, Jewish people in Germany would take their wine boxes. They would have these Jewish wines that would come in these beautiful boxes, and these wines were more so mainly drank, you know, on the holidays, special occasions, bar mitzvahs, stuff like that, weddings, And during World War II, they would keep these boxes so they'd store jewelry in, or like if their kid had a favorite doll or a favorite toy truck, they would store these things in there to hide from the Nazis. So that's where the whole tale behind the Dybbuk box came in. And the Dybbuk box, the tale behind the Dybbuk box was people would put pictures, if they would get a haircut, they would put like a lock of hair in it, tied up in a bow or a ribbon, um, little knickknacks like that. Maybe a doily that was on their table. Um, but like, although these things are not real, I'm not willing to touch something that is, supposedly possessed item, because sometimes you just never know. Like with the whole Raggedy Ann doll, I would never want to find out if that's true or not. So I just don't, you know, mess around with stuff like that. I know there's a YouTuber who did who said he transferred a spirit from a haunted doll into a replica haunted doll. And that night, I had the worst night terror ever. But that's for another story. So, my first experience, and that just goes to why I'm not, like, although I've had these experiences, I'm not a true believer. Um, but I'm not, like, one to go and poke a bit. Like, the whole proverbial, oh, you shouldn't poke a bear. I'm not that type of person who's going to do something like that. So, with that being said, my first experience with the paranormal, I would have to say, started. How old was I? I was in foster care. My foster mother took me and my little sisters to the beach in Evanston to see the fireworks out there one night for the 4th of July. Very beautiful beach. And we were coming back home. We were walking. So where we were walking, it kind of reminds you of Lakeshore Drive, but there's a park, it's Chicago, and then there's a cemetery on the other side of the street. I forgot what the name of the cemetery was. And down this strip of road, in this area, during World War II, there was a pilot plane during a training exercise that something happened to the plane, and the plane ended up in the water. But anyway, this stretch of road, there's like rocks, a wall of rocks between the lake and the sidewalk. The lake and there's like a concrete wall, and then there's grass, and then there's a sidewalk, and then there's the street, and then there's a cemetery. So one night we're walking back, and we're starting to walk, and I noticed on the other side where the cemetery is, this huge cemetery that goes from one side of Chicago to like inside of Evanston. And I noticed this guy, really weird looking guy, white guy, old guy, in like this really old dusty suit. And he didn't have anything in his hands or anything. And he just was walking like really slow. Like, have you ever seen somebody after they smoke marijuana, how kind of laggy they are, how kind of sluggish they are, I should say? How kind of, you know, their mind is like their body's reacted to their mind, so they're kind of like slow walky. Or if you've ever been tired to the point where you're just like, hey, I'm gonna get there eventually. Or if you take CBD oil, which let me tell you works wonders on pain. There's no THC in it. It's just a cannabinoid oil. Um, and you kind of like it's kicked into the point where you're like, okay, I'm not in pain. I feel good, and I feel, a little bit sleepy. So he was walking like that, and you know, I, I'm an adolescent. I think I was like, I don't know, 12, 13 maybe, and this was during the 90s, and I'm like, that's weird. I didn't see him before. The gates are always closed to that cemetery. So if he was, I was just going through my mind, and I'm like, if he was in the cemetery visiting maybe his dead wife, the gates would have been open. The gates weren't open. The gates are always locked at a certain time. I believe they shut the gates about 5 o'clock or so back then. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, maybe he crossed the street from where we were. But then I was like, I didn't see anybody walking behind us. And I'm like, so I tapped with both of my sisters. I said, hey, you guys see that across the street? And they were like, the guy in a suit? I was like, okay, so I'm not going crazy. And then I tapped my foster mother. I said, oh my God, do you see that guy across the street? She saw him, and we stopped for a few seconds, and he kept walking. And there is a alleyway, and then there's like a bunch of apartment buildings. He gets to the alleyway, and I could have swore I'd seen him turn down the alley. So then we get up there, and like we're like, it's not too, we're not too far away from him. He's like, by this time he's like up here, and we're like right here. And it's like, so we walk up to the alley, and I kid you not, I did not see him anywhere. Nowhere. And I'm like, well, maybe he went into his first gates, but then the gates would have slammed because they were like these big iron gates. And I'm like, this is really weird. Really, really weird. I'm going through my head just trying to figure it out. I'm like, well, maybe somebody picked them up. I don't know. But that's my first time ever seeing something paranormal. And to this day, for some odd reason, I still like, I'm like, okay. I always put a rational, logical explanation for everything. Like, when I'm watching, like, videos, haunted places and stuff like that, of different YouTubers, I always explain to my son, oh, they got somebody in the very darkness. There's fishing wire attached to it, and they have it, strung out so long that when it's time to do what they're doing for these videos, they just yank it. Because on camera, you could not see fishing wire whatsoever. It's like it's like a plasticky material almost, and it's kind of transparent. So on camera, you can't see that. I'm just drinking some water. I like keeping these cups because I like drinking a lot of water. Because I used to have, when I was a kid, I had a really bad urinary infection from swimming in Lake Michigan. And as an adult, I had one. And it was horrible. So now I just drink a lot of water. So now I treat myself to like juice, or I'll use a lemon or lime juice in my refrigerator. Make some lemonade or limeade. And I don't really drink soda too much. I think, let's say, Monday, Saturday, I grab some chips and a bottle of Coca-Cola, the glass bottles. I really love the glass bottle Coca-Colas because they're actually made with real cane sugar. Some people call them Mexican Coke. The ones in California are like, when you read the bottle, it's like pure cane sugar, carbonated water, and maybe one other ingredient. But something simple. But even though that was my first experience that I encountered with paranormal, I'm still not a big believer. Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge believer. And there's many more stories like that where I've witnessed stuff. But it's my first paranormal experience, and it's the Halloween season, so woo! I do that with my son when he's like, "Mom, what's that?" So I'm like, "Woo!" Anyway, so happy Vlogoween, ladies and gentlemen, boils and ghouls. So if you like that story, there's plenty more. Click that subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell. Smack it or smash on it. Like this video. Share. Comment. And there will be more. Ooh, love ya. Peace.